appear on the top of our screen. And good morning and welcome, everybody. This is another session of Waking Up to Win with a difference. You see, when I came into this particular session, I got myself all prepared, not only physically, mentally, but then I actually had to look at my name because there was this imposter that was on the call. So when I started this particular call, I thought of doing it in a very unique way. And starting it like this, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the blue corner, coming in at 6.2. And the only reason why he's 6.2 is because he has hair. There is Stuart Hyslop. Can you believe it? We have two Stuart Hyslops on the actual call. And like I said before this particular session, only one of us has the correct spelling. But that argument, we will leave to another time. Also, joining me on the call is Arthur. Now, who are these individuals? Where do they come from? Well, they are the team that supports us with Flow. So a very good morning to Stuart and to Arthur. How are you guys doing today?
Good morning, Stuart. Thank you for the warm welcome. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that, so that was brilliant. I'm glad it's recorded. We're doing well, and we're excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us today.
Fantastic, fantastic. And Stuart, you said that you're in the Pilanesberg having a look at elephants. And this is the joy of the life that we live in, because I think pretty much all of our agents are either operating from home or a remote office. And I know that there's even some of them are in areas that the view is fantastic. So just give us a quick little overview of the view that you're looking at.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Stu. So yeah, I'm also physically ready. I've taken my pre-workout juice, so I'm more pumped up for today. But yeah, currently I am sitting in Bakubang in the Pilanesberg with Flow Living. We are very fortunate that we can work remotely. So from a digital marketing standpoint, we can always help out our agents from wherever we are. And currently right now I am looking at what looks to be possibly a matriarch elephant at the top of the mountain. So yeah, really enjoying it today, but also happy to be here with you guys.
Fantastic, fantastic. And that's the most amazing thing about Africa, and more specifically South Africa, is we have these amazing destinations, whether we're overlooking the ocean or whether we're looking at the wildlife. But today we're talking about flow. And I've got a couple of questions, and I know that's going to come through from the actual agents. And the way the session is going to work is we're going to get a little bit more information about flow, and then I'm going to open this up to the actual audience, and they'll be able to ask questions directly to the Flow team. So the first question, and it's either yourself, Stuart or Arthur, I know both of you are really at that level to answer the question, is what is Flow? What is it?
Stuart, if you don't mind, I'll take this one. It's always a very interesting question to answer at family gatherings. I think I've probably told my dad 3 times what I do for a living, and I'm sure I'm going to explain it again over Christmas. But Flow essentially is a prop tech platform that automates digital marketing for agencies. What does that actually mean? We've made software that allows agents such as yourselves and agencies such as EXP South Africa to seamlessly promote both yourself and your listing on Meta, being Instagram and Facebook.
Fantastic, fantastic. And where did it originate from? Give us a little bit of a history, something background, because this didn't just pop out of the woodwork. And this is not just a company that has 2 individuals that just happen to say, hey, I know how to work Facebook. Because I saw news that came through that you guys are actually quite serious. And it's not just a small company. This is quite a big company. Just give us a bit of a background, where it started, and pretty much this growth and size that you guys have gone through.
100%, Stuart, you're 100% correct. So our co-CEOs, Daniel and Gil, they actually founded a company called Popeye Media a couple of years ago, and they were one of the first suppliers of Facebook in South Africa. So they were really at the cusp of the expert knowledge in terms of how Facebook works when it first entered the market. So they created the agency Popeye Media. They eventually sold it to a bigger company called Publicis. And from there, during COVID, when everyone was on lockdown and we were staying home, they came up with the brainchild of Flow, taking all of the expert knowledge and the connections they had within Facebook and wrapping it up in a really nice package that they can give to agents, so that they don't necessarily have to go to an agency. They can do everything themselves. So it just made sense from that perspective. But then, like you said, in terms of being serious, I'm sure some of you might have seen the news over time, but we've had heavy investment into our company from international companies who've actually bought into our company and also support us in this growth strategy. So I'm sure that's what you're referring to, Stuart, is the $4.5 million buy-in into Flow.
Absolutely. And you know what? That gives us this nice, warm, fuzzy feeling that we're not just dealing with individuals that just happen to say, hey, I understand Facebook and I can put things through. We're talking about a company that really, truly understands how to take what we know as a property listing and actually put it onto Facebook in the correct way. So this leads me on to that next question, because it's all very well that you guys know what to do, but how? How do you actually help the agents with Flow?
So to give you a perspective of why this is actually important, and just so we can understand it a little bit better, I'm sure some of you have attended some of our sessions before, and there's a slide I always like to refer to where we go through the numbers. But to give you really perspective, the average South African spends 4 hours a day on their cell phone. 26 million South Africans are on Facebook and Instagram, and 8.3 million South Africans are on LinkedIn. Now, these 26 and 8.3 million people respectively, 70% of them come back to those platforms either daily or more than once a day. Now, what does this tell us? I clearly spend more time on my cell phone than the average South African, but it also tells us that you need to promote yourself and your listing where your client spends the most amount of their time. And like we can see from those numbers, they spend the most amount of their time on social media. Now, how do we actually help agents with this opportunity that's available? Through Flow, you're able to reach these audiences without the need of a graphic designer or a campaign manager. We'll show you in a second so you can actually see how easy it is to do. But you, by yourself, you're able to create a beautiful set of artwork. You're able to identify the area you want to target, and you can promote yourself or your listing through your expert local knowledge to your target audience. And that's what we help agents achieve through our technology.
Oh, fantastic. But you know, this comes into the first top of mind is, you know what? Why do I need to spend money with a company to do it? I can do it myself. You know, it's easy. I just take my listing, I put it onto Facebook, and then what I do is I see that big blue button that says boost, which is so easy. I pop that particular button, and guess what? Out it goes. So why do I actually need? So why do agents need Flow?
Stuart, I can see you've done your research, so I'm very impressed. The blue boost button on Facebook, and if you do a little bit of reading, you'll even see Facebook themselves say it's a waste of money. The reason why is when you put a post on Facebook and you boost it, the reason why they've made that available is a couple of years ago, I used to say 3 years, it's been a little bit longer now. This time is just dragging on. But a couple of years ago, Facebook changed the way their algorithm worked. So I'm sure that you guys, over the years, you've liked various different things. If I use myself as an example, I'm really into cars. So when I was a student, I really enjoyed VW. I got a little bit more ambitious and I started liking BMW. And then from there, my life changed and I actually started liking Bucky's, etc. So from student days, I liked VW. I went to BMW. I went on to Nissan and now Toyota. Those are the different brands I liked. However, if I go onto my social media feed, very seldom will I actually see a post from VW. And the reason why is Facebook changed their platform to be a pay-to-play platform. They want people spending money to see their content. So when you put up a post, that is referred to as organic content. Only 3 to 5% of your audience actually sees that post. For the rest of them to see it, you need to put money behind the advert. Now, that's where that blue boost button comes in. It's so that the ad can just go out to as many people as your budget allows for them to see it. That is not a good allocation of spend. We refer to it as wastage. Where Flow comes in and what Flow does differently is when you're setting up your advert and you're choosing the areas you want to target, We're doing all of that heavy lifting for you. We're doing all of the interest overlay targeting is what it's referred to. We're doing it for you. So to give you context, by working with the different media of the different property agencies in South Africa, such as EXP South Africa, we're able to identify what are the internet behaviors of a buyer or a seller or a tenant, or maybe someone looking to join a agency. We're able to identify what are they doing on internet that shows them as a candidate to buy a property. And then we show that advert to said person based on the area you've targeted. So in a nutshell, the blue boost button is not very effective, whereas running a sponsored advert, which you can also do yourself, it just takes very long to do. That's what we are specializing in and helping you achieve, well, unlocking it for you.
Oh, fantastic. And the big thing that I've done, and I've used it personally, is saving you time, saving you money, and almost sounding like an advert. And we can't use that slogan because someone else has actually done that. But fortunately, because I don't have any hair, I can say it. So when we start looking at this particular platform, and it sounds so simple. Now, I'm pretty sure that you've got your computer ready to share and to show us how to go through this little process, because I know there's a lot of people that look at this and say, it's technology, I can't do this. How simple is it to actually take a listing and move it all the way through so that it actually gets the greatest audience?
Just with regards to this is technology and being scared of it, I can honestly tell you guys, because I work with quite a few agents within EXP, we all do. We have agents in their 20s all the way up to their 60s using this tech. So it's not limited to age. Anyone can use it. It's just about being brave enough to take that first step and start playing around with it. So on screen over here, I've got the dashboard. This is what it would look like if you log in for the first time. Blank canvas, EXP South Africa. You've got your Flow Fuel campaigns and your Flow brand campaigns. So just very quickly in a nutshell, Flow Fuel is to promote your listing. Flow brand is to promote yourself. On the left-hand side, we've got our campaigns, our analytics, and what Stuart was referring to, your properties. So when you load your property onto the rep system for it to go through to the EXP website, etc., it automatically feeds through to Flow as well. So from there, you're able to actually take that property and promote it. The caveat being there is a little bit of a time delay. So usually within 3 hours of uploading it, you're able to promote it on Flow. You've got your leads. So when someone clicks on a property and they inquire, it is SMS'd and emailed to you immediately, but you're also able to access it over here. And then you have your organization info, not really too much to worry about. Now, you've signed a listing, you've loaded it on Rep, you're ready to go, you want to advertise the property. How do you actually do that? Very simple. You click Start Campaign over here. You select Flow Fuel. And then you're presented with various different templates over here. The nice thing being, these are already EXP approved. You don't have to send them to anyone for approval. You can use whichever you want and off you go. So let's say I want to use this one, blue and yellow over here. The software will now take that template and it will start to build your advert for you. And your first step is to select the property you want to advertise. Now, because I'm a super admin, I can see everyone's properties. You would only see your own. Let's use Sifiso here in Impangeni Central. Let's use this property from him. So we've got a 1.3 million rand property in Impangeni Central. And now we can see his image that's on the rep system has pulled through along with his contact information and the pricing. Sifiso is looking at the property. He's not 100% sure if he's going to sell with that kind of image. He wants to have a look at the other ones. Everything you've loaded to rep is available for you over here. In this case, the first image, or the hero image, does look quite nice. So we're going to stick to that one. And we're going to click next. There we go. And then, sorry guys, my PC is acting up a little bit. There we go. Then he's going to select his Facebook page. I'm just going to select a random one for now. But he would select his Facebook page. He'd adjust his copy. He can say here, for example, if he likes to engage with his clients on WhatsApp, he can say, WhatsApp me and book a viewing. My number is 082, etc., etc. You know, it's fully customizable. You can put in the information you want to put here. If it's an open house on Sunday, say it's an open house on Sunday. Book a viewing with me, come check it out, etc. Customize it as you see fit. You can click next over here. And now this is the heavy lifting I was referring to. What the software is doing is it's now first taken that information and created that beautiful design for you, but it's now gone and geolocated where this property is based. So you can, for example, say, as the local property expert, I've started receiving a lot of inquiries from Meer and Sia, just as an example. These guys are moving out of here and they're moving to here. You would know your audience better than anyone else. So over here, I'm going to say Meer and Sia in let's just go back. Meer and Sia, sorry, in Richards Bay. We're going to add a 3-kilometer pin there. And it's a 1.3 million rand property, so I don't think a lot of 25-year-olds will be able to afford it. I might look at people between the ages of 30 and 60 in these two areas, and here's that heavy lifting I was referring to. So we're looking at people that have been spending time on, for example, Property 24, looking at bond originators, cost calculators, or just even looking at properties in general on Facebook, for example. All of those interest overlays are being taken into account and being shown to those people on Meta. Now we're going to click next. And in as easy as that, the first step being creating your artwork, the second step being able to set up your targeting. You've got a nice little summary of your ad, your targeting. You select how long you want to run the advert for. You select when you want to start it for. Purchase and go live. Off you go. The advert is running. As easy as that. There is another example I just want to briefly mention over here. And it's what we refer to as flow brand, which is your top of mind awareness, which to us is very important. You should always have top of mind awareness going because, for example, a seller, it is not an immediate decision that is made. It's 3 to 6 months they're considering selling. So you want to be top of mind and make sure that you're contacted first when they decide to make that decision. So once again, start campaign, flow brand, and then you'll notice the template gallery is a bit different. You've got agent specialists, sold stock, testimonials, etc. And from there, the setup process is very much similar. So very, very simple technology to use. To round off what Stuart was saying, when we get agents in and they start using the tech for the first time, maybe 10, 15 minutes to set up an advert. I've seen agents set up ads in less than 2 minutes. Once you get used to it, it's very simple to use.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Arthur. You know, it's so amazing because I'm a person that's pretty much time bound. And that took you, with explanation, less than 5 minutes. Let me repeat that. With explanations, it took less than 5 minutes to take it from a listing all the way to actually going live and actually getting it out into the Facebook. And that is a huge power. And that's something that really is absolutely phenomenal. Now, this is going to be posed to both yourself, Stuart, and Arthur. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be times where suddenly I've pushed the wrong button, or where am I? I can't find my Facebook page, or the details are, this needs a little bit of support because we're running in a technology. Tell me, and there's going to be glitches that's come from time to time where we know that from our platform, suddenly we do an upgrade and it doesn't talk to your platform and things of that nature. So suddenly someone's sitting on a Saturday afternoon or not 2 o'clock in the morning and going, I really want to get this out. What do I do? How do they get support?
So the beautiful irony, I don't know if you actually saw, but as you were alluding into this question, my internet dipped and I disconnected. So that's the beauty of technology. But you're 100% correct, Stuart. And it happens from time to time. I mean, there's various different technologies speaking to each other here. You have the rep system speaking to us. You have us speaking to, for example, Meta. There's a whole bunch of technologies working together. When the rep system, for example, is upgraded, there might be a new feature in place with properties in terms of location. And then that information might not feed through to us and the property might be missing, for example. So we are actually working on something like that right at this moment. Some of you might have experienced that your properties are not pulling through, etc. There's various different support channels available for you. You can either, on the Flow dashboard, bottom right, there's a chat functionality for you to speak directly to our team. You can WhatsApp one of us immediately. A lot of you have our contact information, but you can get it from, for example, Marika or Stuart, or even Marika within EXP as well. She knows everything that there is to do with Flow, and she can support you as well. But there's various different channels depending on what you're comfortable with, where you can reach out to us for assistance. We even do one-on-one training where needed as well. So there's a lot of support, and that's the thing with technology, especially fast-growing technology such as ours. There'll always be little things that we're working on in the background to make your lives just a little bit easier.
Fantastic. And that's the big thing about technology is, for us, there can be a limiting belief. To go beyond that limiting belief becomes the unknown territory. So how do we get there? Well, that little gate that gets you to that next level, those are those communications. And please do not hesitate. Reach out to myself or Marika. We'll be able to assist you with that. If you do have Arthur's number, he has said to me that 2:00 on a Sunday morning is a great time to make contact with him. So you can actually do all of that. But we obviously work within a normal time and turnaround. Now, where from here? We've got this fantastic platform. We've got everything together. I'm pretty sure that you guys have got something up your sleeve for the future. Where from here? What is actually coming out to excite the agents, whether it's in the next 3 months or 3 years? Where are they going from here?
There's, like I said, because we're a fast-growing prop tech company, there's a lot of things on the horizon that get us giddy. So from a here and a right now, something that's coming soon that you guys will be able to utilize is being able to use Flow's dashboard, not only to create these sponsored adverts, but let's say, for example, you want to create a nice little design that you can send out on WhatsApp to your client to make your WhatsApp story, etc. You're able to use that organic functionality to take that artwork and use it wherever you like. We're adding the video function for you as well. So you'll actually be able to use the ad builder to create videos from your properties as well, which is amazing. I think the ETA on that one is another month or two, then that's going to come out. So there's a lot of things we're working on to just further expand quality of life things for agents for the right here and the right now. Future bigger plans, just for a bit of context, is we're working on different platforms. So we're bringing TikTok, for example, in and that kind of stuff. And then more from an expansion point of view, like Stuart, I'm sure you've seen, but we've partnered with EXP Global. So over 88,000 agents globally have access to Flow. They're using Flow. So this is a tech that's really, it's been perfected in South Africa. We're working with the teams in Mexico, Portugal, India, Australia, you name it. The agents all over the globe are using Flow to promote themselves and their listings. So it's a partnership that we don't foresee ending anytime soon. And we're going hand in hand and expanding globally with EXP.
Absolutely. And I can definitely be a testament to that, because I do have the communication with a lot of the agents that are from a global. And when I have these communications and they suddenly go, I'm using Flow and it's done this, I know that it's actually working, and I've used it personally myself. So before we get into a Q&A, any final thoughts or comments from yourself, Arthur or Stuart, before we open up the floor?
Stuart, I've spoken a lot. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. So just from my perspective, I know it might be a little bit daunting to try something new, but we have tried to make this entire process as easy and seamless as possible. And talking about future and where we're going ahead, just remember that ourselves as a company are going to grow organically, and we are going to figure out the better ways how to do things, but also our connection that we have with Meta. We're understanding the algorithms of who we need to target and what is going to be the best for our agents and what is going to be the best return from the budgets that you allocate with us. So the longer that you're with us, the more that you engage with the campaigns, it's only going to get more and more powerful over time. So we're learning as we go. We're a fairly new company, but the sky's the limit here, and we're excited to work with enormous global organizations such as EXP. I guess the sky's the limit, and we look forward to working with you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, both Stuart and Arthur. And I want to just now take this out to the actual floor itself. Guys, I have the chat box open. You know me. If you've got a question, you can either pop it in the chat box, or like David, he is right out of the gates. Go for it, David. I know that you're going to turn on that microphone and give us those vocals, that tenor voice of yours. Go for it.
Hi, Arthur and Stuart Squared. How are you guys?
Hi.
Thanks for the presentation. Very simple, easy program app to use, really very easy. I have a question that concerns my Facebook. Maybe you can answer it for me. my One Vision properties powered by XP is linked to my personal profile. And I happen to have Instagram hack, where somebody hacked my Instagram and sent something out not according to community standards. Therefore, my private profile has been suspended. Would I still be able to get my properties up onto One Vision props?
So, David, I actually think because I'm monitoring a chat from Vanessa and Marika while we're in the session,
Okay.
I actually think they're busy working on your page right now. I want to mention that if you do get a message and it looks like Meta contacting you and saying, "Dear David, it has come to our attention that your page has been suspended due to suspected pornographic material, whatever." There's a lot of scams going around. Be very careful with those messages. It's scams going around for people trying to get your credit card information. They block the page and they run campaigns straight through your profile. So they max out your credit card. So be very careful of that.
In this case,
if a page is yours,
sorry, if I can just answer quickly. In this instance, what happened was there was a page, Instagram page created, which is no longer exists. And they sent out something, I don't know what it was, and that went against community standard, and that resulted in my Facebook page being suspended.
So what you can do is, if you can send the link of the page to me,
I will do.
Because we're a Meta affiliate, we can reach out to them and actually have it resuspended. Sorry, the word escaped me now. We can have it brought back for you. So we can log it with them and they can investigate.
Thank you, Arthur. I will send you the screenshot that came from Facebook. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Fantastic. And that's a great question, because unfortunately, because we are real estate agents, we're out there, we are public profiles. When you start getting your profile to those large numbers, people want access to that database. So they do send through these hacks to try and get in, and you accidentally click something, or they just one step ahead of everybody, get into your system, and that thing can have a negative impact on your business. So it's very great to have Flow in our back pocket to assist us in this particular process. Now, I see in the chat box is a great question and a statement. Alida, thank you so much for sharing that, because yes, from EXP, if you do a transaction, there are free Flow vouchers that come through to you to assist you with that. So this is something that is monitored in the back end with ourselves, and Marika is the one that is in control of that. Now, Arthur, I know that you've also been involved with these Flow vouchers, and we've had a few people that said, but I received a Flow voucher in December, but it's not working. Just give us a quick recap on how these vouchers actually work.
Okay, so on the 15th of every month, we receive the new list of names. I believe it's based on if a transaction came through or something like that, that you can clarify with Marika. But we receive the list of names. I load those vouchers the same day, and then communication goes out to you to say, congratulations, you've received the Flow voucher. That is valid for 30 days. So if we load it on the 15th of August, by the 15th of September, it will expire, and the new list of vouchers for the new month goes out. So you have about a 30-day period to use your voucher once it's been loaded. I know it does take time to arrange an open house with your client. So when you start getting those puzzle pieces connected and you're doing it for the first time, for example, you can reach out to us and say, hey, Flo, this is the property I'm going to be advertising. Just checking that I need to set it up ABC way. We can reach out, we can help you with your first one, and then from there, you'll be good to go moving forward.
Fantastic. And this is something that is a huge benefit, because get yourself into production, you get rewarded with a Flow voucher. That's like mind-blowing. That is like really over the top. And that's an agreement that we've got with Flow directly to assist agents in building up their business. Another question on the back of that one, which is, how do I get to see my adverts? Now, I know for a fact you do the advert, and then the first thing that you do as an agent, you jump onto Facebook to go and find it. And you might not be classified as a buyer, I'm assuming. So that's the reason why agents don't typically go and see it. But Arthur, how do agents actually get to see the advert, get to see those results and everything that actually pops up? So they know that, hey, it is actually working and what it looks like on the output.
So
I have an example of Lolita Johnson that I can show on Facebook and the homepage if you're ready.
yeah, I actually wanted to quickly ask Alida, I see you're here. Alida, do you mind if I just quickly show the team your advert? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, guys, I want to quickly show you over here. You're 100% correct, Stuart. Like when you publish, especially when you publish your first ad, you want to see it, you're excited. So you go onto your Facebook and it's not there. It's important to remember this is a sponsored advert, not an organic post. So it's not going to be on your page. And that's where that organic feature is coming in that we're working on. So you can run your sponsored ad, but still post it on your Facebook page if you want to. So I've got Alida's ad open here in front of me. She set it up on the 6th of October. And she wants to just, once she set it up, it's immediately available for her to see over here. So over here, we've got 8,500 ad views. We've got our clicks. We've got how many people went and viewed the listings, how many leads she got, engagements being likes, comments, that kind of stuff. But over here, Alida is able to see her advert. She's able to see her targeting, etc., etc. And that's the case for everyone over here. So you're able to see exactly what your ad would look like on Facebook. But if you want to receive a link from us, so you can actually reach out to us and say, please give me a link to my advert. I want to see it on Facebook. I can share a link with you. You click on it and you'll see it on your Facebook page as one of your audience members would see it as well. Yes, Alida.
Fantastic.
Would it be, do we ask for that link on the chat? Would the guys be able to help us when we're busy with the listing and then you just ask the question on the chat?
You can ask it on the chat or you can pop me an email.
Perfect. And I see, Miri, you put your hand up and then you threw us a high five. Was it one of those solid ones, or do you have a question, Miri?
No, thank you. I was just going to say thank you. You've answered all my message questions. I just wanted to say thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's exactly what we're here for. We want to make sure that your curiosity has been answered. And I see in the actual chat box there, David, thank you so much. Arthur's email address, arthur@flowliving.com. So you do have access to message and give all that information out. So any other questions from anybody on this particular session? It's always
Stuart,
great to get them. Go for
May
it.
I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Perhaps we can give the agents a little bit more information in terms of the training footage that's available. Is that something we can expand upon a little bit?
Absolutely. I was always going to end with my training, my launch pad. I would never leave that out. I spent months doing that. I put up those press ups to get that into play. So this is something that I've actually worked with Arthur while I was putting the Agent Path program together. And he actually was kind enough to put some very short videos. These are training videos to help you to get through this particular process. So when you go onto the Global Path program, and that link has been shared many, many times, and I will put it again in the actual chat box itself, when you go through the Agent Path, you'll jump into what we call Launchpad. Now, Launchpad is our induction program that goes through all the EXP programs. It also goes through all of our compliances, mandates, offer to purchases, etc. But then you start getting onto our vendor lists. And within our vendor list, you'll actually be able to go through and have a quick overview. And trust me, these overviews were done at a very, very high level to help you to go through it. And the great thing behind this is you don't have to watch it once and then go, oh my gosh, I've forgotten. You can go back and rewatch it. And the nice thing about this is if a new feature comes out, Arthur will send me an update. And all I do is I will go into the actual system and I will update that so that you always stay fresh, always have top of mind. So I've shared into the group. That was my multitasking of being able to copy, paste, and get everything through into the actual chat box. Don't forget, click on that particular link, start in that particular Launchpad program, and you will actually see it. I know it's right down the bottom, but we have to go through all our EXP content, then all our compliance content, and then we go through all of the additional. So any other final thoughts, comments, or questions from anybody on this particular call today? Go for it, Alida.
Sorry, man. I feel like I'm the only one talking today. I just want to quickly check on. I changed my profile picture recently, and I see that my picture seems to be a little bit low on that page. How do I crop it and fix it?
So, Alida, I'm quickly going through to your profile over here. It might take me a second, but that information pulls through from the rep system directly. So if you want to crop it on flow, you just need to crop it on rep. I'll have a look at the profile now. It's going to take me a second to pull up, but I'll pop you a mail directly and we can quickly adjust it for you.
Fantastic, fantastic. And this is always something. What is the typical dimensions, the pixel size of the images that should be pulled through into Flow?
That is a good question to which I do not have an answer right now, but I will get it for you. David, you are here. Do you perhaps know?
Hi everyone, yeah, lurking in the background. There aren't any dimension specific, but as long as it's squared, really, a ratio of 1-to-1, that's your safest bet.
Perfect. Well, there's the answer. 1-to-1 ratio is probably the best bet, and I can tell you it really does work on, I think, every single profile viewings that we actually do on that side there. So David, thank you so much for that. That was actually probably one of the most complicated questions we've ever asked on a session because our supplier had to refer it to somebody, but 1-to-1, that was actually great. Thank you so much from that. So guys, I want to find out, let's get some final comment, any final questions, or let's have a little bit of fun. You know, on the bottom of your page, there's that little smiley icon. Click on it. It's going to give you an array of little buttons. Start pressing those buttons. Let's make this page look like it is a party time. There we go. It's starting to pop up, and there's the big explosions coming out of there. Guys, I want to thank the team from Flow from coming on to this particular call. David running in the background. Stuart the imposter, my doppelganger, the guy that is about that much taller than me, only because he has hair. That's the only reason he has hair. Other than that, I've got my high heels on and we'll go face to face. And again, Arthur, thank you so much for your time, your support. It's been absolutely, the whole of the Flow team have really taken us to that next level to take our business. You guys on this particular call, it's always fantastic to see all of you again. And I wish to see you on our next sessions. Have a fantastic week ahead. And as I always say, the future of your real estate starts right now.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you very much.